I am here with Cam McQueen, the driver of the Northern Nightmare monster truck. I gotta tell you, I feel like your name shouldn't be Cam McQueen. It should be Cam McKing, because you just won the freestyle championship in Vegas. Tell me all about it.
Oh, I love it. I haven't heard that one yet, but that's awesome. Most people ask if I'm related to Lightning McQueen, so yes. You know, the cars and all that.
Steve McQueen.
Exactly, yeah. It's all part of my heritage. Racing, motors, dirt bikes, the whole deal. So getting into one of these things was a dream come true. And then with Northern Nightmare, to do that for my country with a Canadian themed truck, man, it's been awesome.
You know, I read your bio and I feel like you were sort of groomed to be a monster truck driver. You were like, what, racing dirt bikes when you were 5? You were like building your own monster car in high school. Were you just a monster truck driver in training your whole life?
Well, I like to think so. I mean, there's only a handful of us in the world that get to do what I do in these things. Maybe 200 drivers across the world that have ever been considered a monster truck driver, you know, a professional monster truck driver. So it's an honor to be a part of that club, pretty elite group. And the skill set for monster trucks is unique to anything else. I mean, there's really no training school for monster trucks. It's not like you can go to university for this occupation. So I did everything I could racing-wise, starting with motorcycles and ATVs, then getting into some truck racing. And like you said, I built my little mini monster truck when I was in high school. It was an old Willys pickup, and I made it as big as I could, big tires, and used to go driving on the weekends. And my brother took me driving when I was really young, you know, before I could get a license. Took me out in the bush. So just all that experience compounded into what I'm doing now, and it's a perfect fit.
You know, I feel like the one thing that we do have in common, because looking at us, I don't feel like we're two guys that you would see in any bar together, you know, but I think that the one thing we have in common is when my parents say, so what do you do? I go, oh, I work on the internet. Is it kind of like that for you? Oh, mom and dad, I'm going to be a monster truck driver. What was the reaction like?
Well, it's funny. My parents have always been big supporters of anything I've decided to do. And they were behind me, you know, when I said I'm going to drive a monster truck. They said, well, that's interesting, you know, is that a real career?
Were they scared?
My mom's still scared to this day. My dad, you know, he was a motorhead too. He loved racing and cars and everything, so he's all good with it. Mom still gets a little nervous. She comes to the show, but she doesn't see much of it.
now this Northern Nightmare, like it's the first Canadian monster truck, right? And how did that all work? Like I feel like if the car just started, if it was just launched, and you end up winning the freestyle championship, how did that happen? And what about this like patented McQueen backflip that I keep hearing about?
Well, our job last year when we designed and developed this new Northern Nightmare truck was to put it on the map and make a name for ourselves in the MonsterJam world. And we went over and above that. We set the bar pretty high. We won the freestyle championship in Las Vegas. So that was awesome. I mean, not just to put the truck on the map, but to bring home the championship title. And my crew guys were awesome. We tweaked the truck all year just to make it perfect for Vegas. And we had some good wins throughout the season. And then to go in there against the best of the best, you know, 24 of the best trucks in the world compete in Vegas, and we won it. So we really made a statement for us, for the truck, and for the whole country, really. The Canadian MonsterJam fans have always been behind us, but now they have a truck that they can really get behind.
And a tour, right? The Maple Leaf Tour, yeah.
Exactly, and we go all across the country with the Maple Leaf Tour.
Answer one big monster truck misconception for me. Are you ready? Is it possible to beat Gravedigger? I feel like Gravedigger, you're the only guy that's like beat Gravedigger in anything. Is that true?
You know what? Gravedigger is a household name with MonsterJam, and they've been around a long time. Literally, they paved the road that we're monster trucking on now.
That doesn't mean you don't want to beat them, though, right?
Absolutely, okay. Man. They're the best of the best, and we're always shooting for the big guys. And I mean, the proof's in the pudding right here. We took home the trophy last year, so is Gravedigger beatable? Absolutely.
And now you just had a birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
This weekend, you know, it's weekend trips. Why should people come to the MonsterJam tour at the Rogers Center?
MonsterJam, in my opinion, is the best entertainment money can buy. You can bring the whole family down here. Throughout the weekend, we'll have 2 pit parties, which is where you can come right down where you guys are right now, get close to the trucks, you can meet the drivers, get autographs and pictures, all kinds of souvenirs that we have for the kids, but even for the adults. I mean, our fans range from 5 years old to 95 years old, and literally we have people that'll stand in line to come down and see the truck and meet the drivers and take in this show, and it's just amazing. I mean, the show that we put on for 3 hours tomorrow night and Sunday afternoon, it's something you'll never see anywhere else in the world, and it's non-stop action from the time you get in the door to the time you get out of your seat. You go, wow, what just happened?
And finally, last question, you know, when you're not racing monster trucks, what do you do on the weekend? What does Cam McQueen do on a typical and I feel like you don't have a lot of those, but what happens for you on the weekend when you're not racing?
Well, once we're on the road, we do give up a lot of our free time. Spend a couple days a week at home with the family, and I just love hanging out with my wife, and we have a 1.5-year-old son, and we'll just chill. We'll hang out at the house, or you know, we'll go out in the bush and go ATVing or fishing or camping or whatever. We live in British Columbia, and there's all kinds of beautiful stuff to take in there. You know, weekend trips out there are pretty awesome. So
see, look, you should be a pitch man. You know, I love it. We should slap like a Weekend Trips logo right here.